Okay. Hi. Hello.
Hi.
It's a Wednesday, which feels weird because it actually feels like Tuesday
Yes.
It does.
with Monday being off and all that jazz.
Yes.
This is The Perspective. My name is McCall.
I'm here. Amina.
Mima. Hello.
Mima.
Mima.
We love this stumbling. It's
It's
yeah,
one of
it feels
those
like
days.
a Tuesday.
Yeah. And I'm producer Butters.
This is what happens when you stay away for a week.
It's true. We forget how to speak.
We do.
I did the same thing. Like yesterday morning when I got in to do the show, it was like I could not get my words for the life of me. And I didn't know if it was like because of shadow period with Mercury retrograde or if it was because we've been gone for a long weekend. I wasn't entirely sure what was going
It
on.
was a party hard weekend.
Dude, it was I mostly stayed at my house and did nothing, but 100% I had to watch some dogs. So I ended up hanging out at my house. But, a couple of weekends from now, maybe you're going to be hanging out at your house, and you probably shouldn't be hanging out at your house because FanX is going to be back. And FanX is bringing you The Perspective. They are in Salt Lake, September 22nd through the 24th. One of the super fun events that happens, it's the comic and pop culture convention. Tons of celebrity guests this year from fandoms like The Mandalorian, Brady Bunch, the Backstreet Boys, which is awesome, Cobra Kai, Dragon Ball Z, Sons of Anarchy, Scream, and Star Trek. You can meet them and many other celebrities in person, get some photo opportunities. And there's free panels that are going to be there. The cosplay is incredible. Every single year, seeing the creativity in people is just, it's iconic. I absolutely love it. So, skid zones, vendors, tickets are available right now, fanx.com, and they've done a special discount code for you if you use fanx22 at fanx.com. You're going to get that limited time discount. So, again, fanx22, limited time discount. We're going to have it in the description as well. So, if you come back and you listen to it and you want to get it, get it. Okay, September 22nd through the 24th. Some of the things we got to talk about today. Being burnout. Like, I think this last weekend was great because a lot of us felt this, I don't know, exponential burnout. I think because the last real time off we got was, I guess, the 24th of July.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's kind of just been. I mean, obviously we had a little bit of time in between there. Mima went on vacation for a minute. I was on sort of vacation, work conference for a minute.
Yeah.
But we've gotten a little bit of time off in between there. But when it comes to burnout, how do you guys really cope with it other than being sad and like laying in your bed and being like, nah, I don't want to do anything? Because mostly that's my go-to.
One of the things I think I've done to help burnout in my case is once I leave like the building, I just forget about everything.
That's good.
I'm just like
Blank space.
Yeah.
Do you do any sort of like meditation for it, or is it just like a habitual at this point? It just kicks out.
It's just like a natural thing. It just goes.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Because I can't do that.
I think it happened because I was my previous job I didn't really like, so I just got really good at it.
That's fair. That's fair. Producer Butters, what about you?
I think I'm kind of in the same boat. I usually don't worry too much about what's going on. I don't know. Usually I like to either like plan a drive or go on the mountains or do something.
You find a lot of grounding like with nature, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the same way. So I get it.
Yeah.
Water signs up in here.
But not heat.
Not heat. For the love. It is so hot right now.
It really is.
Thank goodness it's going to be cooling down over the next couple of days. But
I keep hearing this promise of it getting cooler and cooling down, and we're still in the 90s.
So today is the last day that it's supposed to be in the upper 90s. Tomorrow is 90. The day after is like 80. And then the rest of it, it's like 80, 83, 70, 73 thunderstorms. So
good.
I think it's actually coming. I really would.
Well, okay, so there's a low pressure. See, I'm a weather nerd.
I love being weather nerds.
Okay, so there's a low pressure. Okay, so what's happened is there's a high pressure over us.
Right.
And which blocks out everything, so like no clouds, nothing can get in.
Perfect.
Well, it's starting to move because there's a low pressure over in the Pacific Ocean that is coming down, the coast of like California. But there's also a hurricane that's supposed to come up and hit just below California into Mexico.
Oh, okay.
So what's going to happen is basically the low and the high are going to squeeze this hurricane
Um,
weather basically right up to us.
Okay. So then
So
it's gonna get cold.
it's going to get
Not cold, but
and we're going to get a lot of rain.
rainy.
If
Good.
if it goes the way it was
Forecasted.
predicted. Again, this was probably like 2 days ago, so
See,
it could have changed by now.
but this is the kind of stuff that's fascinating to me because I just don't understand any of it. I think it's super cool. Do you think in like a past life or a future life you'd want to be like a meteorologist?
I would love to be a meteorologist today.
That would be cool. Let's make it happen. We've got producer Butters, the meteorologist, on air.
It's funny because we've talked about weather like on TV before,
Uh-huh.
and everybody's like, "Yeah, I just want to see the sun today. That's all I care about." I'm like, "No, I like to see
No, I don't
where the clouds and the
understand.
rain are, and where they're moving,
That's
and where the
cool.
low and the high, and the jet stream, and where the wind directions are going. I like to see all that."
That's really cool. Do you think if you were to do that as a full-time job or something, do you think that would be something you'd ever get burned out on? Or do you think
Probably.
just, I mean, work in general? I feel like everybody kind of gets into ruts and stuff. As
I'm
far
sure.
as that
I'm sure
goes.
there could be like it could be a time where it's just like this, where it's the same 100 degrees
Right.
over and over and
It's
over.
100 degrees. St. George is 120. Cook some bacon and eggs on your dashboard. You're welcome. I would
You
be.
could have.
You could have. It's been crazy hot. I honestly can't believe it.
This has been the hottest September ever recorded, at least in Salt Lake.
I believe that. I mean, we're only
Never,
7 days in, but
Ever had temperatures this high.
see, I saw a picture from last year at this time.
Was there snow on the ground?
Yesterday, no. But all of the leaves had already changed colors and they were like already dropping. And so I was shocked at that because I'm like, dude, it is so hot right now. But I remember the leaves kind of dropped early last year anyway because it came in really cold and then it was hot again.
Now they are starting to though.
A little
Those
bit.
leaves?
A little bit, but like these pictures that I brought up last year, it was like all of the trees were all changed,
Oh,
and so it was weird to see it because I was like, "Freak, dude! It's like 1,000,000 degrees outside right now. Like, I'm gonna go outside and go put on my bathing suit and go swim in. Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
They're changing.
They are.
They will change fast because like I said, I was in the mountains over the weekend, so
Mhm.
yeah, they're changing.
It'd be cool. I mean, I really like. Anyway, back to the point. Okay, back to our burnout. Back to our getting out of burnout. Okay, one of the things for producer butters, obviously getting out into nature. We talked about that. I'm also kind of in that same kind of boat of going out into nature, kind of trying to find things that I'm like grateful for, even though it's hard because I'm like everything sucks and I hate it. And then I'm like, okay, come on, you'll be realistic, okay? Your eyeballs open today. You can be okay with it. Do you have any like red flag indicators of you're falling into burnout though? Like, what's one of your very first triggers of knowing you're going into burnout? Because mine is seriously, as soon as I know every single time I start calling Dustin and then complaining, that's when I feel like I start to register that it's getting there.
I was gonna say my attitude.
Oh yeah,
Short tempered.
short temper.
Oh,
Oh.
my gosh.
Oh,
Road rage. When my road
Oh.
rage spikes, that's
You
when I'm like,
know.
I need to do something.
I need a break. Yeah.
Yeah.
Short
Yeah.
temper attitude, I think, is really a big one. So what is it like specifically with your attitude? Is it once you hit a certain point with it that you're like, oh shoot, I'm there? Because I feel like for me, it takes for me to register like my attitude has changed like 180. I feel like it takes that officially recognizing that it's a complete 180. It's not even like, oh, there's some negative thoughts creeping up or anything. It's like everything sucks and I hate it. And then I'm like, oh yeah, well now we gotta freaking pull ourselves out of this rut that we've just dug in the road.
Yeah. Yeah.
The moment when I'm like, I need to get a Starbucks or a snack from a specific restaurant because that's what's gonna make me happy. I'm like,
Yeah.
I need to calm down.
Really
I need to back up because
interesting.
yeah, it doesn't
Pipe
make
the
me
fun dip down.
Pipe the fun dip down.
happy.
I think producer Butters, I didn't mean to cut you off for you with that. It looked like you had a thought and then
No.
oh okay.
I think that was it.
Okay.
I mean, I do. There is a list here of possible signs. What
Oh.
I mean, do you want to tell yours and then I'll
I
just
mean,
go
yeah,
back to this list?
yeah, that'd be great. I mean, for me, I notice when I really enjoy cooking. I think that's something that is a fun creative outlet for me. Once I stop doing those creative things, cooking becomes like a chore. I don't want to do it anymore. That's when it kind of starts to register with me. Mostly I notice it when my delivery of food prices go up and I'm looking at my bank account. I'm like, gosh, why is there no money in here? And it's like, because you freaking ordered out this entire week. And that's when I start to notice. But then I'm also like, then I go down, I don't know, conspiracy-ish rabbit holes, and I'm like, is it because I'm eating all of this processed, greasy food that I'm feeling like garbage? Is that what's triggering my emotions? I don't know. So anyway, that's mine. A lot of the times that I start to notice and recognize it. So what's on this list that we've got?
Okay, so you're not sleeping.
Uh-huh.
You're antisocial.
Uh-huh.
You're avoiding movement.
Yeah. Sedentary.
And you're always annoyed.
Yes.
Your schedule's packed and your bank account's empty.
Yeah.
My life.
Yeah. I feel that. Whenever my schedule's packed, I don't know. It depends on what my schedule is packed with, I think. Because I really like having a lot to do. I love being super busy. I can think of the times that I was like the most happy in my life have been when I am like running. And I think it's just because it's a change of scenery. But when my schedule's packed and I burn out, I'm like, no, I'm not doing any of it. Becomes defiant. I'm doing it on purpose to not.
I think I like to I don't know, I guess to kind of get over the burnout is try to create like little mini events that are fun.
Yeah.
Too. Like for instance, have a cookout.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's work to do it, but at least it's fun. You get to hang out with hopefully people you like.
Yeah.
Or go for a ride, depending on like a 4-wheeler ride, side by side, or even in the car. Just go. Like I've had conversations with people, and I was like, don't you ever just get in your car and just like drive somewhere?
Yes.
And they're like, I'm not driving anywhere unless I'm going somewhere. I'm like, no, my favorite's just getting in the car and driving, and
listening to
you don't know
music.
where you're gonna go.
Yep, and you just mosey. Like it's so much fun. And I think you're right. I think maybe there's something psychologically about just breaking the everyday monotony of doing something like having a cookout because you don't do that every day, or going for a ride. I think also the same way. It's just getting out of that.
I mean, it could be even planning an overnight, like
Yeah.
not even at your house, just to
go to a hotel
stay
somewhere.
at a friend's house.
Or
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's
I
awesome.
think even just like planning dinner with friends
Mhm.
sometimes gets me out of that rut.
Yeah, I would agree. I think having outside perspective, I think, is really really helpful with things. Do you guys find that routine helps you stay out of burnout? Because that's one thing for me. I'm feeling like I need to start integrating better is more routine because I loved having like a set dedicated routine of what it was that I did. I feel like I'm finally getting back into a position where I'm creating that. But I don't know. I think it's different for everybody.
To me, it's burnout from the routine.
Really?
Yeah, the
Okay.
routine is what kills me.
Okay.
Like, I don't know. It's weird because I'm weird because I like structure and I like a routine.
Mm-hmm.
And if something in my routine changes, it kind of annoys me.
I'm the same way.
But then I realize, like, maybe it's because I'm burnt out because I'm following this routine. Because once I break the routine and do something different, I've said routine like 20 times.
That's fine. So am I.
Anyways.
Routines.
So once I break out of it, I just feel a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
And then I go back into the routine, and it's just kind of like a cycle.
Okay. I think that's really interesting because I mean, for me, I obviously with the show in the morning, it's like I have to schedule it. If I don't schedule and calendar out what I've got going on for the week, I feel like I am running around like a crazy person. Like I feel like nothing is consistent. I don't know what I'm doing. A couple years ago, I was doing a really good job of like Sunday mornings. I would do a Zoom call with one of my really good friends, and we would talk about our goals for the week. We would talk about what it is that we wanted to do. We would figure out what we were going to eat. And I mean, obviously, we live in different places, and so it's not like, hey, we're gonna cook, and you're gonna come over to my house or whatever. But I would schedule out what I was gonna eat. I would know what I was gonna eat. I would put in my grocery order the night before. I would pick it up on Sunday. That way, I could prep and get everything ready. So when I started the week, it was like beautiful. I knew what I was doing, and I knew how the rest of the week was gonna go based on that Sunday. But lately, I've just been like, screw it all. I'm going to take a nap. I'm going to nap as soon as I get home. I'm going to nap for 4 hours. I'm going to get up. I'm going to feel like garbage. I'm going to wonder why I feel like garbage. I'm going to be angry that I feel like garbage. Then I'm going to go to bed. I'm going to do it all over the next day. So, I don't know.
I wish I could take a photo.
Well, sometimes I wish I could, and other times it's just really hard. I feel like I haven't been sleeping all that great lately, and I normally sleep really well. So, normally I get 8 hours of sleep if I don't get 8 hours of sleep, I'm freaking Godzilla up in here. Like,
I'm excited when I get 7.
oh,
Yeah, I
man.
know. I was excited because I got 6.
That's,
I was like,
see, if I get like 6 hours of sleep, I have to go home and I have to take a nap. Like, I got 6 hours and 48 minutes last night, and I'm like on the verge, but I don't think I'm going to, because as soon as I take a nap, I'm like out for the day.
You know what's weird? It's like this weird buffer, like 4.5 to 5.5 hours of sleep. Like, I know it's not enough.
Dude, but I feel great.
I feel good.
I'm the exact same way, and it's like 4.5 to 5 hours. I'm great, but if I get anywhere between like 5 and 8 hours, oh, dragging.
Why? I don't understand why that is. I wonder if it's just like trying to catch up on sleep. But if I wish that like I could stay consistent with that.
Yeah.
And part of my problem is, like, I get home and I'm tired like that, and I try not to nap because if I do nap,
Then you can't sleep.
then I'm not going to bed till later. But if I stay up, it's
Right.
like I can't go to bed. Like, I can't go to bed at 9 because I'll wake up at like 11, and then I'll be up for another 2 hours. So it's pointless just to go to bed. So I
Right.
try to just find that weird
Like sweet spot-ish.
sweet spot, and I think it's about 11:30.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, when I wasn't waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning, I think mine was like 10 or 11, somewhere in there. It was like, that was the sweet spot for me.
But part of my, I don't know. I'm a night person, not a
So am
morning
I.
one, and so it's like 9 o'clock comes around, and I hit that second wind, and I'm like, I don't want to go to bed.
And that's the problem, is that second wind, I think. Because as soon as you get home, obviously you're drained from work and you're tired from work, but then you kind of get that like mental reset as the afternoon/evening continues on. And then it's like, okay, we're going to go out, we're going to go get some ice cream and drive around and,
That's what happened to me yesterday. Like, I was like, I'm done with everything. I'm going home.
Yeah.
And then like a few hours later, I think I got that mental reset, and I'm like, all right, I'm ready to go.
Yes. That was, seriously, I was the same. It must have just been something in the water yesterday. I mean, today Mercury retrograde kicked off, or is kicking off. I don't remember what time it kicks off at, but like last night, yesterday I was exhausted. I got home, and I was like, okay, I got work. I was exhausted. I didn't get home until like 3 or 3:30, maybe even 4 yesterday, after my whole situation. I had to go get my car horn taken care of, and it just took forever. So I was exhausted. And I was like, well, I should probably make dinner. And then I had a meeting at like 7 o'clock last night. And it's like, as soon as I got home from my meeting, I was like reinvigorated. I cleaned my kitchen and got all of it done. It was like 9:30. And I was like, dude, you have to go to bed. Like, you have to go to bed. So then we started watching a movie, which didn't help. So I went to bed like at, I don't know, 10:30.
It's like you put off things. Well, I think what it is you get home and you got like 4 or 5 hours
Uh-huh.
to like rest and
Yes.
whatever. So you get there and then you realize, oh no, I gotta go to bed in an hour. I gotta get all this stuff done.
Everything.
And then you hit that second wind and you're like, let's get it done.
Powerhouse, clean it all. Get your dinner and everything.
I don't know. Yesterday I was supposed to go home and clean because I just got back from a road trip and I literally dumped everything in my car in my living room.
Nice.
So I was like, okay, I gotta get home, clean, because my friends were coming over. We were gonna hang out. Yeah, I didn't. I just kind of like laid on my couch, just looking at the mess and going, you know what? They'll understand.
Yeah, you're better than I am because I mean I went to Chicago. What was it? Almost a month ago at this point. I still haven't unpacked. Like it's all
Seriously?
still. Yeah, dude, it's all still
Oh,
in my
that's
suitcase.
gross.
I mean, I've taken some of the stuff out, but a lot of the stuff that I have in my suitcase is just like it's like fancy clothes, so I don't wear them all the time.
Mm.
So it's like, man, they're just there.
Oh,
Some
yeah.
of them have to be dry cleaned. Meh.
First thing I do is empty that.
Yeah, me too.
That is so impressive because that is not the case with me at all. It's literally still in a suitcase. I want.
Sorry, I kicked you off.
It's
How dare you? That's so rude.
My ankle hurts now.
Well, do you have any like final thoughts when it comes to burnout, red flags, apparently going home and doing routine-ish potential things, sleeping like garbage, and weather? Covered a lot of things today,
It
which was great.
it all goes hand in hand.
It
If
all
it's
comes
too
full
hot,
circle.
then you don't sleep.
It's
Then
true.
you get stressed out.
Then you
If
get
didn't sleep,
burnout.
Then you get burned out.
Because I think I get more burned out in the summer than in the winter.
I
honestly.
think I think that's true because I don't think that we get enough sleep in the summer. I would bet statistically that's the case.
You know what it is for me?
Huh.
I think it's the idea of like you can't really go outside and do anything because it's so cold.
Yeah.
Or like when it's raining, it's like, oh well, shucks, we can't go out
What are
for
we
a
gonna
ride.
do? Yeah.
Then I'm like, oh okay, cool, I feel great.
I can just go to bed. Yeah.
But then the opportunity is there to go, and I'm like not doing it. So then I like
It's like a guilt.
yeah.
You feel like
You guilt
guilty for
yourself.
not doing it.
Yeah.
So then it stresses you out.
Yes. And then you
Yes.
get anxious and then you get burnt out.
Yeah.
over
So
it.
I'm like happy when it rains, and
Yeah.
snows, and
Because
it's
then you
cold.
don't feel guilty.
Yeah, because then I don't have to do any work outside.
There's no
and
pressure?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nice.
No.
I think honestly it's because of the weather for
Mhm.
me, because it's cool, I'm not sweating, I'm not icky.
Mhm.
I prefer being cold over being hot. And
Same.
I would agree. I would agree with that.
It's easier to put something on than take it off
Yeah.
when there's nothing to take off.
100%. Sorry, I'm yawning, but I feel the same way. And I know, I mean, for me, I have to go to bed early, obviously, for being up early. And it's harder for me to go to bed early in the summer when
Mhm.
the sun doesn't set until 9 o'clock at night because I'm
Mhm.
like, gosh, there's so much time. I can still do things. And then it's 9 o'clock. I'm like, freak, why did I do things? I need to be sleeping.
It's okay. Give it 3 months and you'll be fine.
I know. It'll be really nice. It'll be really
I'm so
nice.
excited.
It'll be dark on the way home.
Yay, we love dark on the way. I love it when it's dark when you drive in and dark when you go home because then I feel depressed as all get out. So, any other final thoughts?
No.
Just take care
Don't
of
be
yourself.
depressed.
If you feel burnout, do what helps.
I'll
you.
try that next time, producer Butters.
Burn everything.
No,
Whoa.
don't burn everything.
Please don't burn
Don't
everything.
do that.
That will get my therapist called on me. Okay, well, this has been The Perspective.